This is a tutorial on how you can turn a website or multiple websites into a single PDF for your students. The first thing you want is, this is showing you how to use Notability to do this, and the reason why I like Notability for this is because it allows you to combine multiple websites. So you need to download Notability if you don't already have it downloaded, or if it is downloaded, you want to make sure that it's up to date. And you want to do this through Manager, not the App Store. That is because it is a paid app. So if you go through the App Store and try to download it, it's going to charge you. If you don't know how to search on your iPad, if you place your finger in the middle of the screen and just swipe down, a search bar will come up so you can easily search for Manager to find it. So when you open up Manager, it shows you your classes. And so you want to go to the self-service option up top and choose My Apps. And then scroll through until you find Notability. Even if you already had it updated, you're going to want to do this or even if you already had it downloaded, you're going to want to do this to update it because the features just work better. So then you can find your Notability app and see if it's actually updated. If it is updating, it's going to do that fade. It'll be faded and be scrolling through to show you that it's updating. Mine is up to date, so it stayed dark blue. I really recommend that you use the browser Safari for this because it just has a feature that I'm going to show you that makes it a little better of a choice. So this is the Safari app. I'm going to use this example because this is one that Mrs. Bates was using for a class. And you're going to see that this has a main article right here, but then it has extra information down at the bottom that's kind of connected to this main article. And so you're going to we want to try out on your websites this reader view to see if it makes for a better look before you print, because it gets rid of some of the nonsense you don't need. So to get to the reader view, to the left of your URL, you choose the double A's and then you choose show reader view. So the problem with the reader view on this article is it only gave me that main article. So if I wanted them to see any of the information at the bottom of the page, they wouldn't be able to. So reader view actually isn't great for this one. So I want to also show you then on Wikipedia. So here is a finless porpoise article on Wikipedia, and you can see in Wikipedia, it gives me a bunch of stuff that I don't actually need them to see in their printed version. So if I hit the double A to the left of the URL and choose show reader view for this one, it cleans it up and it keeps all the information I need. So on this one, I would want the reader view for my PDF article. So when I've decided whether or not I want reader view or not, then I'm going to hit the send button. And then Notability will probably be one of the choices that you scroll through. If not, you'll want to hit more and choose Notability from here. If Notability isn't showing up on your list, it's probably because it's still updating. And the update has to be completed before it will show up on the list. So you might need to exit out of Safari and get back in once Notability is done updating. But Notability is a choice now. When you choose to send to Notability, most of the time I found that it does this pop-up. I'm guessing on non-updated versions, sometimes what it does is it just gives you a blue check mark, and then you'll go into Notability, and then you'll have these options of create a new note or add to existing note. So since this is the very first article I found, I want to choose create a new note. It's really important to rename this note to something that you'll understand, because later it's going to make it a lot easier for you to find it on Google Drive. So I'm going to just call this Porpoise Articles. PDF. So now I'll know what it's called. I can go to back now and then choose import, and it's sending it into Notability. If I only want that one article, then my next step is to go to Notability. But if I want multiple articles on one PDF document, then I need to go to the other website that I want. So I also want this article to be on that same document. I already tried the reader view on here and I didn't like it, so I'm going to hit the send. I'm going to choose Notability. But now, and this one's going to take just a little longer to process because it has pictures, so it's just a little bit bigger file. But when this one's done processing, instead of choosing create new note, I'm going to choose add to existing note. If I don't go to Notability first, it doesn't show up as a choice. So you can see that Porpoise Articles is not here. It's not one of my choices. So I'm going to back out and cancel this. I have to go into Notability and have that Porpoise Article show up here. Now that it's loaded in Notability, now I can go to Safari and choose to send this Porpoise Articles to Notability and let that finish loading. And this time, when I go to add to an existing note, that Porpoise Article is going to be a choice. So I go to add to existing note, Porpoise Articles PDF. Next. And import. So I could add more articles if I wanted. So what Bates did was she had this article, and then she clicked on some of the links that she also wanted him to have and added that all into one PDF. So it was all one file. So once you have all of the files you want, then you can go into Notability, and you'll see I have my Wikipedia article, and it's followed directly by that World Wildlife Foundation article, and it would be any of the articles that I added. If there were things that were really important that I wanted them to notice, I could use the tools from Notability and highlight or draw on this article and do whatever I wanted. And if I do that before I send it to Google Drive, the students would have all of those markings as well. So you can add whatever you need added to this document. So once it looks exactly how I want it to go, this time I'm going to send it to Google Drive. So if I choose send to Google Drive, if I'm not already logged into Google Drive, I think right here is where it's going to let you say you want to log into your account. You want to make sure the format is a PDF, and then you can pick the folder where you want it to save. I have had a couple times where this didn't load, and it didn't let me pick my folder. If that happens to you, no big deal. As long as you know what the name of whatever you saved it in as Notability, you'll be able to just search for it. But it did load for me, so I'm going to choose, I want it to go to the An Example folder, export to An Example, send to Google Drive. And so now it's sending it to Google Drive as a PDF. So I will have it in a very good printable version, or I could share it on Google Classroom if I didn't want to give them a whole bunch of URLs. I could give them this one document that I've marked on or whatever I need. So now when I go to Google Drive, I can search for the article if I don't know where I saved it, or I could just go to the folder where it was. If I now want to save it, so this was it, Porpoise Articles PDF, to a specific folder, I can hit those three dots and then move and put it in whatever folder I want. And now it should be in a good usable format